go. About 3 years ago, my husband and I got to go sailing in the West Indies. It's like a dream trip for me. We were like 3 other couples and ourselves, and we were on a catamaran, like a 40-plus foot catamaran. We each had our own cabin. We had our own showers. There was this huge refrigerator. I mean, it was like a Winnebago on the water. It was so awesome. And about 3/4 of the way through the trip, we're all pretty relaxed by now, right? Our cell phones are away. We're just enjoying the water, the sun, the wind. It's just spectacular. But we'd heard about this place called Happy Island. We heard about it from a couple of Arkansas Razorbacks at another bar on another island somewhere, and I don't really remember where, truthfully, but they said you have to go to Happy Island. They have the best rum drinks ever. So we're sailing along, we get to this little island, and we put the anchor in the water for the sailboat. Someone goes in and does customs, which you have to bring your passports. It's very complicated. Someone else is making sure we have enough beer on the boat. And my husband takes the ladies over to Happy Island in this little water taxi. In this water taxi, it's just an open boat, and there's a guy waiting for us, and he's got his fish that he caught that day for dinner just flopping around the bottom of the boat. It's all very down island. And we get to Happy Island. And Happy Island originally was just this little spit of sand and a few conch shells. There's even a black and white photograph of the original Happy Island on the wall at this bar. And it's just a few people lounging around on the sand, having some drinks and looking very happy. But a couple years later, they added some more conch shells. And by the time we got there, there's now this like concrete, low concrete building. I mean, I'd be happy to have a hurricane there, truthfully. You're surrounded by water, blue skies. I mean, that beautiful, beautiful Caribbean kind of blue. The wind was perfect. You got Bob Marley on the sound system. I mean, it was perfect. And our bartender was this guy. He actually went to the University of Miami for hospitality management. I mean, this guy was the real deal. He came to the island right about the same time we did, about 11 a.m. in the morning, which is a very reasonable time, right, to start drinking. And he had dress slacks on and shiny shoes, and he had a button-down shirt with the sleeves rolled up. And he is just the nicest guy mixing us the nicest drinks. He's got some secret little bucket down behind the bar. I don't know what was in it, but it was awesome. And I think there was a little extra nutmeg in those drinks, actually. So we're on our first Happy Island punch and just totally enjoying ourselves. And when we look out back at the island where, you know, the major part of the island is, and all of a sudden coming at us are like 10 to 12 guys on their kite surfing, right? They're on those boards and they're jumping up in the air and they're coming at us at a wild speed. They were there on their own vacation learning how to improve their skills, right? So they're just coming at us right at the island and they're doing flips and jumps like 30 feet in the air. It was unbelievable. And it's almost like you're tripping. I don't know about that nutmeg. It's really a thing. Because they just kept coming, then they get right in front of the bar where we were, and then they would zip around, go back, and then come back at us and bring us on some more. So it was just this big show going on. But you know, as I'm telling you this story, I'm thinking, well, that's kind of rude, right, for me to tell you about this really awesome vacation I was on, because I bet the rest of you were here in Lancaster on some gray April day, like working and paying your bills, maybe doing the laundry, right? And I'm like, so it's kind of rude. So I'm going to tell you about my other happiest day, our best day ever. So a few years back, it was actually about my mom. She had suffered cancer for a long time in her life, and we had all been called. My siblings and I, we'd been called to the Cape, to go to Cape Cod, and to be with her, because it was actually all these years of her, decline. It was that time. We all need to be together. So we spent the week, my siblings and I, on the Cape with my mom, taking turns sitting with her, talking with her, laughing, crying, talking to doctors, all the things you do at the end of someone's life. And what was really kind of incredible was that at the end of that week, she actually died. And then the next day, we were all supposed to go on a boat from the Cape over to Nantucket. And if you don't know Nantucket, it's an island off the coast of Massachusetts. My family has vacationed there forever. And we had all decided that year that we should all come together as a family again with our little kids and all that and have this great vacation with my mom. My mom died the day before we're supposed to go do that. But we knew that mom being mom, she'd want us to go anyway. So we decided, let's put the funeral off, let's just go on vacation, sit on the beach, and then we'll do this thing later that we have to do. So we had a great week on the island together. We laughed and cried some more. We debriefed. We just had a wonderful time. But September rolls around, right? It's time for that memorial service that we've been planning for. And I have to tell you, we're in the church. My daughter sang the Ave Maria through the roof. I mean, incredible to sing that at your grandmother's funeral. And then my siblings and I all got up to talk a few words about my mom, and I, being the youngest, had to go last. So I got up to the lecture, and I turned around to that church, and it was full of people. It was so full of people. I was blown away. I mean, they were her childhood friends, they were her co-workers, our neighbors, my fake aunts and uncles, and I have a lot of those. My in-laws were there, and one of my best friends came all the way from California, came across the country to be at Peg's funeral and to be there with me. I was blown away. And later on we had a reception like you always do, and there was more laughter and hugs, and I have to tell you, my mom and I were close. We butted heads occasionally. We weren't creepy close like some moms and daughters are, but we weren't super, super close. But that day, I had never felt closer to her than I ever had in my entire life. And I didn't want that day to end. And isn't that the description of best day ever? But Happy Island, damn close second. Thank you.